Right now, police are telling us that 2 people are dead. Now, you can see behind me that this is still a very active scene at this hour, so I'm going to step out of the way so you guys can see what I'm seeing. They say small planes and jets fly low over their neighborhood all the time, and they say this has been happening for decades. Yeah, residents are telling me who live on the 3rd and 4th floor that they're limiting how many trips they take outside because for the past 6 months, this elevator has been out of service. Now, if you take a look behind me, you can see some flights that are canceled are flights coming from Boston, JFK in New York, and then over here for departures, you can see flights from Westchester, New York, and even LaGuardia in New York are all seeing cancellations because of this software update. Jade, this is literally the drumline experience, but in person. The energy is high and the crowd is engaged, supporting all of the bands performing today. You can see behind me that Southern University is now performing. But this state-of-the-art facility behind me is replacing a 60-year-old building with several upgrades like advanced technology labs, modern classrooms, and a brand new gym. Could you imagine having discounted produce on your grocery list? Well, here at Eat Better, Live Better, you can. The nonprofit just opened an affordable farmers market for everyone. According to this arrest affidavit, Smith is being held at the Palm Beach County Jail on multiple charges, including solicitation of a child. Police are hopeful that he will be behind bars for a very long time. From behind bars, behind the wheel, this proposed legislation could give inmates a second chance at life, breaking the cycle of incarceration and reoffending. I want you to take a look at how steep this drop-off is. By looking at it, it looks like it's about 5 feet tall, but for some residents, they say this isn't a deal breaker for them. After months without a working elevator in buildings B and E, that issue was resolved in February. As for building F, they're still without a working elevator. Well, as you can imagine, Sandra Simonelli is still grieving after losing her 12-year-old dog, Megan, just 10 days ago. She describes that day as a very traumatic experience, but she's now more aware of her surroundings. For 5.5 years, Sandra Simonelli has lived in the Boynton Lakes neighborhood, and she says in that time, she's never seen a coyote until recently.
Came out of nowhere, and she was going after all 3, and there was only one of me.
Home surveillance video shows Sandra Simonelli in her driveway trying to scoop up her 3 little dogs as a coyote circles them. Over and over, you can hear her yelling, "Go, go, go, get inside the house."
I got these 2 in the house, and I ran after her. I had my flip-flops on. I threw them off, and I was pulling, and the neighbors heard me screaming.
Simonelli screams and tries to scare the animal away, but the video shows the coyote lunging and grabbing her dog Megan, then running off with the dog in its mouth.
I finally got her in my arms, and I left a trail of blood all through the street and the house, and we immediately brought her to the hospital.
Simonelli says she was expecting to take Megan back home the next day, but her health was declining and was forced to euthanize her. Now she's taking precautions with her other 2 dogs.
I don't leave now without my coyote whistle and my pepper spray, but I don't even know if that's enough, especially when they're small like this.
Florida Fish and Wildlife tells us one of their officers responded to the report of a dog injured by the coyote and says in a statement, quote, "The coyote was located and based on its reported and observed behavior was humanely killed and transferred to the health department for testing." After talking with neighbors over the past couple of days, there's so many questions around why the city of Boynton Beach is seeing so many coyotes lately, especially here in this neighborhood. Now, I did reach out to Florida Fish and Wildlife for those answers, and I'm still waiting to hear back. But for now, I'm live in Boynton Beach. Rachel Williams, WPBF 25 News. Project manager Ernie Cox has attended the meetings, heard their concerns, and is receptive to their feedback to the point of redesigning the plan, which he'll present to the county on July 15th.
The area we're driving through now is the area that will have the 5 warehouse buildings. That's part of the revised plan.
Project manager Ernie Cox says other revisions include expanding the data center buildings from just over 1 million to 1.5 million square feet and putting the cooling equipment in a strategic location to reduce the noise levels from reaching homes. According to a noise study, the closest homes to the project will hear a noise level of about 45 decibels. The county limit is 60 decibels. And while data centers use massive amounts of power, Governor Ron DeSantis signed a law last month preventing utility companies like FPL from passing those increased electricity costs onto residents.
We're sitting right here in the parking lot of what will be a future warehouse building. And then to the east of us is the L8 Canal, a wildlife corridor, and the Arden community.
This map shows an entire outline of the 202-acre property. PBA Holdings owns 127 acres. WPB Logistic Owners LLC has 60 acres, and the Central Park Commerce Center's POA owns the remaining 15. The projected power demand is 600 megawatts. Cox says this location is needed due to it being considered critical infrastructure.
This site was specifically identified as one that would be appropriate for data centers, warehouses, other light industrial uses. And then because of the buffering that was put in and the berms, et cetera, better to take out an asphalt plant, replace it with something that's going to be less industrial than what's out here today.
Water usage is also a major concern, since most data centers use millions of gallons of water a day for their cooling systems. According to the site plans, the cooling systems are a closed loop, which means the water is constantly being recirculated.
The cooling system here won't use any water every day, but the buildings, the human beings that are in there working in the center will use about 5,000 gallons per day.
With all the information that you know about this project, would you vote to approve it?
With all the information I know, yes. And one of the things we've been trying to do is to share that information with people so that they can understand it. This operation will be quieter and cleaner than the asphalt plant that we have here now.
On top of that, the tech company behind Project Tango remains a mystery. Cox signed an NDA, so he can't say who the company is. Cox will present these proposed plans to the county on July 15th at the zoning board meeting. In studio, Rachel Williams, WPBF 25 News.
Ready to come on the boat, buddy? Give me some more rope, sweetie. You're locking me there.
Captain Baruch is a professional fishing captain and recently noticed how dangerous boating conditions are on the Jupiter Inlet. He posted a video on social media showing how unsafe it is.
When are you gonna fix the inlet?
And pushing for change from elected officials.
It's about a foot or two deep there, which means if you run aground there on any average boat, you're gonna hit that sandbar, potentially flip your boat, potentially get crushed. It's dangerous and nobody's doing anything about it, and it's very frustrating to me because this is my living.
In his video, he tagged officials such as Governor Ron DeSantis and Congressman Brian Mast. He points out the dredging that's currently happening and says it's making the problem worse.
I mean, we're spending millions of dollars, taxpayers' money, to have these dredges in here, blocking up the inlet, pump this sand for the tourists, and they've got to do it every year over again.
One, he's correct. It's a dangerous waterway because of the shoaling that's out there. That basin that's inside the inlet, there's a permit to dredge that basin, number one. There's not a permit to go out there and dredge that shoal.
Take a look at how far out this sandbar is from the shoreline to the ocean. From about here to there, it's about 200 to 300 yards, and that's not normal.
That's why those waves are breaking. It's a foot deep. It's a calm day. Waves should not be breaking.
Baruch runs a fishing charter company where he's on the water daily and says with the dangerous conditions, his boat almost flipped over, leaving him hesitant to take customers on tours.
It was so scary. And I'm a professional too. Safety's number one. I tell all my captains that. So getting out of that inlet safely, if we can't get out safely, we're not running the charter. Now, what I've been forced to do is have to run to West Palm on any day that's not flat calm. This is a calm day, and it's still a little dangerous out there.
Congressman Mast has spoken with Army Corps of Engineers about this issue and says they're aware of it and figuring out solutions.
They're aware of the dangers of this channel. They're aware that there would have to be a permit issued if this were to be dredged, because again, you can't just dump it on the beach where turtles are about to nest, and you can't just dump it on a coral reef.
In Jupiter, Rachel Williams, WPBF 25 News.